I've been watching you like the hawk in the sky. That fire is on my prey.
Hey loves, welcome to my channel. My name is Winnie Jean. If you're new here and if you're returning, then hey girl, how you doing? Today's video is sponsored by RPGSHOW Hair. They sent me over this Yaki wig. It came kind of pre-layered with a 13x6 frontal and I am so excited. Y'all know I love a 90s look, a good 90s unit. So we're about to really get into this cut today, and I've really been experimenting a little bit more with my cuts lately, so I feel like I got the perfect light Yaki layered wig with this one. I have to keep this wig, and I'm actually having a wig sale really soon, but I have to keep this one. Like, I feel like I got the cut absolutely perfect. So let's go ahead and get into the install. I went ahead and popped the wig on my head, and as you can see, she looks really good right out of the pack. She needs a little bit of styling, a little shaping, but we're about to go ahead and get into it. First things first, I like to cut the additional lace. So I'm starting off by going ahead and trimming down the ear tabs to make sure that the wig fits from ear to ear really comfortably. And I'm just making sure that everything is laying exactly how I want it to. I'm taking my hot comb and kind of pressing out the edges, getting everything in place, and just kind of getting an idea for how everything is gonna lay. This wig is really full. Like, the hair is full, but it's not too thick. And I love the Yaki texture. It's like a true Yaki 90s like texture. And between the texture and the density of the wig, I felt like it would really be able to handle a heavy layering. The more full your hair is, the better your layers are gonna look. So I was really excited to see how this was gonna turn out. Once I have those ear tabs trimmed, I'm going ahead and trimming off any additional lace along the front of the hairline as well in like a zigzag pattern. I like to trim the lace before I do my installs. I think it's a little bit easier just for me personally, but feel free to apply your lace spray or glue first and then trim the lace. I find that when I do it that way, I always end up having to melt it twice. So I've started to just do it like this. I've been loving this technique for like the last year or so, and it's been working for me really well. Once I have the lace placed exactly where I want it, the ear tabs are laid, and my sides are covered, I realize that the middle of the hairline is a little bit low. I have a low hairline on the sides, so sometimes it makes me pull my wig too far down in the middle. So to kind of fix that, I parted out a section in the middle and then I trimmed it to kind of fit my hairline a little bit better. And once I have that to my liking, we can go ahead and get into melting the lace. So I'm going in with my black even spray. I know I was gonna want to wear this wig for a couple of days at least, so I needed a little extra hold. I'm spraying that even spray on the little card that my wig cap came with. Feel free to use like a little plastic plate or any hard surface to spray some product on and dip your brush into. If you're familiar with my channel, you know I've been loving this technique lately. I feel like I get a sufficient amount of product to get a good hold, but it doesn't look cakey, which I love. And I'm lifting my ear tabs and applying this product to my actual skin, only under the ear tabs. For the rest of the lace, we're gonna apply it a little bit differently, but I needed my ear tabs to stay down. I hate when my ear tabs lift, so I apply the product under and on top for the ear tabs to get a little bit of extra hold. When I first started doing frontals, I would just cut them off. I would literally just cut the ear tabs off and leave a little bit of my hair out on the sides, but I finally learned techniques that help me get them to lay how I want them to lay. But child, they are always the first thing to lift, and this technique kind of helps me to combat that. So once I have my ear tabs laid exactly how I want, I'm dipping back into that product and just applying a little bit right along the edge of the lace to get everything nice and melted before I go ahead and apply my melting bands and let that sit for a couple of minutes. I'm really getting into the texture of the hair, and I feel like this is a very specific texture. It's like a coarse Yaki almost. It's gorgeous. It mimics natural hair so easily. It literally feels like my natural hair after I flat ironed it on a really low heat setting. I don't know how to explain it, but it's a really nice texture in between kinky straight and yaki, and I am obsessed, like literally obsessed. To blend that lace in with my complexion a little bit better and to kind of mattify where we applied that spray, I'm going in with a little bit of my bronzing powder on a fluffy brush and just applying that right to the edges of the lace. And I opted for no baby hairs with this look. I feel like one, you're not even going to be able to see them because it's a middle part that's kind of laying in our face, and I honestly felt like it just did not need it, so we're gonna skip that step and get right into styling. So I'm taking my hot comb and a little bit of hairspray and parting the hair in sections and pressing the hair into place. I want it to be really nice and flat since we're going for a straight hairstyle today, and that's not very forgiving. With curly hair, you have a little bit more wiggle room to play around with your hair having a little too much volume, but with straight hair, no ma'am. So I'm parting the hair and pressing it out in sections and applying a little bit of hairspray to make sure everything is nice and smooth. And just look at that lace. Look at the parting space. It is so deep. The lace is laid and it looks so natural. I love how RPGSHOW lace just melts into the skin. So now that we have the install nice and flat, we can go ahead and get into the cut. My favorite part. I'm just kind of splitting the hair down the middle and the back to get an idea of exactly what we're working with. And immediately I want to trim a little bit off the bottom. I only trimmed off about a ½ inch, but I just wanted the ends to be really blunt cut and look super full and healthy. So trimming that little bit of hair off really made a big difference. And now we can get into the face framing layers, what we're all here for, honey. My favorite part. So I'm parting my hair from the crown of my head to just behind my ear. And we're gonna over direct this hair going straight towards the front. And I'm starting the layers around my lips and opening and closing the scissors really fast, sliding them down the hair to get like a sliding 45-degree angle cut. And you're gonna just keep doing this over and over again until the hair is laying exactly how you want it. As you can see, the hair came slightly layered already, but I kind of wanted to go in and make it a little bit more sickening. So I added quite a few layers, and then once I had the sliding cut done, I kind of held the hair up and went in and made sure that it was a really nice, clean, straight 45-degree angle line. And then I took that section a little bit further back by parting from the crown of my head to about the nape of my neck, and I just kind of followed those layers through all the way down to the bottom. And that's really it. It sounds kind of complicated, but it's not hard at all. The key is just to commit. It's really easy to kind of cut a couple of hairs and be like, okay, that's enough, which is what I normally would do. But I don't know why I've been feeling a little bit more adventurous lately. And when you really commit to it and decide that you are gonna go for it, the cut kind of just comes together. And now it's time to go in with my 1-inch flat iron and straighten everything out, add a little bit of bump to it, and see how the cut really falls. Once you straighten it and add that bump, you can really see what you're working with. So I'm kind of curving my flat iron just a little bit to add a really gradual bump towards the bottom of the hair without it being too much of like a tuck. You don't want a James Brown tuck. You want a very slight Aaliyah bump. There is a difference. So take your time. And you can kind of see the difference. On the right side, I went ahead and straightened everything, and now I'm going to go ahead and do the exact same thing on the left side to get it to match, but the layers are sickening. I did my big one with this. I love how the layers are laying. I felt like one of the girls off of Hype Hair. Like, the layers were perfect. They were perfectly bumped at the ends, curving in towards the middle. It gave very much so Bills, Destiny's Child's vibe, and I loved it. To finish everything off, I'm applying a little bit of foaming mousse to the top of my hair to kind of smooth out any flyaways and make sure everything is really nice and smooth. And this is the finished look. Stiff wear. I love these layers. They came out absolutely perfect. I'm gonna go in with a little bit of that Maybelline Super Stay foundation powder and just clean up the part and make it pop a little bit more, but that's it. This is the finished look. The wig was super easy to install. It looks amazing. The lace is great quality. It's giving. What are we gonna name her? I don't know why, but I'm thinking Robin. I don't know where that came from, but let me know what you think I should name her. All the details about this hair will be down below in the description bar if you guys want to go ahead and check it out, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye, babes.
I said, yes, I said.